Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Glenn Harrison and welcome to this segment of answering your questions why. This is where we take a few minutes to answer the most common questions about health related questions and why we might have a disorder, why we might have symptoms, rather than just putting a label on it and calling it good. If we understand the why, we can understand the solution. So this week we're going to talk about hormonal imbalances. Why do I have hormonal imbalances if you are dealing with something like this? Well, the first thing to understand about hormonal problems and hormonal imbalances is hormones in general. There are many in the body, and hormones have a beautiful symphony. If everything is in check, there's this beautiful magic that happens with hormones in the body. However, when there's an imbalance, it's like adding another musician in this band. Everything, and it's not in sync with the rest of the band, everything gets thrown off, and that's where imbalances come in. So what could we look for in, what is a symptom of a hormonal imbalance? Well, I'm going to pick on estrogen, because the most common hormonal imbalances that I see is higher elevated estrogen levels, and even in women, regardless of age. So even if they're postmenopausal, they can have elevated estrogens. Now, these aren't the good estrogens, these are the bad estrogens, toxic estrogens, also called xenoestrogens. So when these estrogens get up to a certain point, what they do is cause problems, and they give you all the bad parts of estrogen, not the good parts of estrogen in women. And what we'll see, some symptoms with hormonal imbalances in females would be, specifically estrogen dominance, would be polycystic ovarian syndrome, very common one, fibroids, endometriosis, PMS symptoms, infertility, hair loss, and weight gain. These are all common ones, and there are many more. But usually estrogen is the problem. I'm generalizing here, but it's usually that's the culprit. And there's always this battle in females of estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone. Too much estrogen is a problem. So then there's all the pharmaceutical efforts to drive progesterone or testosterone to inhibit estrogen. But if you have toxic estrogens in your body, driving this other hormone up is not going to help. It might buffer the symptoms of the high estrogen, but it's not going to fix it. So what has to happen? We have to get estrogen out of the body. This is the thing. We have to get these toxic estrogens out of the body, and there's only one organ system to do that, and that's the liver. The liver is I always say it's the hardest worked organ that gets the least recognition. And the liver's job, one of its jobs, is to flush old hormone out of the body, especially this toxic hormone. And high estrogen in females is very common to create fat gain, so creating weight gain. These estrogens sit in fat tissues, and I like to call estrogen a fat magnet. It just holds on to more and more and more fat tissue, and a lot of people, regardless of their efforts, they can't lose weight. Now, estrogen dominance is a problem in men as well. What happens in men is they have their testosterone and their estrogen. Men are supposed to have more testosterone and less estrogen. However, with these toxic estrogens and putting on weight, estrogen climbs and inhibits our testosterone. And then what happens is the man starts gaining weight, taking on female characteristics, voice changing, losing muscle mass, and then what happens? They go in for testosterone injections, jacking up testosterone to try to, inhibit the estrogen. Again, that is not fixing the problem. So, if you want to fix the problem, we're running short on time. If you want to fix the problem, focus on the liver. Focus on cleaning the liver. This is going to take more than a day or a week. It's probably going to take several weeks. There's many ways to do that. Maybe next week we'll talk about how to work on the liver if there's time. But that's where you want to focus on. Usually clearing the hormone, not adding more in. So, with that being said, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, like, share with your friends or anybody that's maybe dealing with this stuff, because there is solutions to this. There always is. And stay tuned next week, and we're going to talk about another why. So with that being said, I'm Dr. Glenn Harrison, and I look forward to seeing you next week.